What's up, Foot Clan, and welcome back to the dojo. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here and you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment, and please smash that like button. And if you want to be in on the latest content here on the channel, such as in-depth analysis and live duels video, please subscribe for more content. All right, let's slice on into it. Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your dude, the Shredder here, back with another deck profile. We got our dude, the Chief here.
What's up, boss?
Oh, and I heard you've been on the reign with this these adolescent rulers.
Yeah, man, I've been playing the Prankin deck for a while. Over the past couple of locals, I've pretty much gone. Over the past 4 locals, it's been like X3, went undefeated at 1, and then at every other one, I went X1. 2 of the losses being preventable. One of them I just lost to variance.
The variance. I love that excuse, the variance.
Hey, man, I try and own up to whatever I can to improve myself as a player, but sometimes your opponent just draws the nuts.
Right, I feel it. Any other You got any other shout-outs?
Shout out my boy, Will. He runs Merciless Cards. He makes tokens. His tokens are insane. He makes tokens, field centers, anything you want. He's the nuts. Hit him up on Facebook. Shout out to locals. I play here in Rogue's Den and at Mr. Magic and at Max Level Gaming. Definitely check all those guys out if you can. Check out their TCG players. Shout out all 4 of my boys. These are my spirit animals. And other than that, shout you out for having me on the channel, bro.
No problem.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Make sure you turn the cards.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
That way for me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I played the Prankin deck. I feel like it's super simple, but I'll show you my list anyway. So I played 3 of the Wind one, 3 of the Fire, 3 of the Water, and 2 of the Rock. I played 11 Prankins because I just wanted to have a lot of extra space for non-engine defensive cards, and cards like Desires, the Polys, play like 11 hand traps and like talents and stuff like that. So. And then, 3 more copies of a Prankin.
Utility card.
Yeah, so we've got 12, 14 total different ways to get a name. And then outside of that, we played 3 Fusion. Well, actually 6 Fusion. And then the 7th Fusion. This card's nuts. I can't tell you how many times I draw this card like post turn 1, and it's insane. This is probably the correct way to play the deck going into the future, playing with the Polys. I have the Gross Gold Rares, but they're playable, so it is what it is. This is probably the correct way to play the deck going forward, though. Like, you just have to be able to play through every 15 hand trap deck that exists right now. There's, like, argument to play, like, Reborn and stuff like that, and, like, Parallel Exceed, but, like, I don't really know how correct those are. And then 1 Pranks. I'm going to get hate for this. I play 1 Pranks with 3 Desires. You can Foolish this with the Wind one, or you could search it. It doesn't really matter. I think you only need 1. I have only ever had 1 come up, so... so that's all the Prankins cards and the cards related to them. So then after that, I've got hand traps. So I've got 3 Ash, 3 Bell, 3 Imperm, and double Veiler. Shout out my boys for always hooking me up with the high rarity cards. I don't care what you say, Deuce best Veiler, it doesn't matter to me. These are probably the most generic hand traps. The one I'm most iffy about is Ghost Bell. Outside, like, there have been instances where I play against control decks and I want Crow, but like your engine is so recursive that sometimes you don't need Crow. Right. But it's just such an easy win button that, like, when you resolve it, it feels good. But then, like, when you get against those matchups where it's not super good, then, like, you're super sad it's in your deck, to say the least.
Shit's on my deck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shit's on Drytron. Shit's on his deck. If he doesn't make Appaloosa, shit's on his deck.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I only played double Veiler because I wanted to keep the deck 40. And then outside of those, we have 3 copies of Talents, 3 copies of Desires, and a Call by the Grave. These let you play through hand traps. This technically lets you play through hand traps, but most of the time, like, if I have a Prankin and Desires in my hand, I start with this, This is the easiest ash bait in the world. They ash this, and then I just normal summon a prank kid. If they don't do that, I pretty much just pray that these cards either draw me into poly plus a prank kid or just stop their hand trap entirely. If they have multiple hand traps, like, again, unless I open the exact cards to play through it, I kind of just try to live off of whatever hand traps or disruption I have and then go from there.
Right.
Plus, like, this card, rip a card from the hand, the stones. Absolutely the stones. So that's the main board, 40 cards. No more, no less. It's like 40 or 60, basically, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Nowadays. Extra deck, I have 3 of the Link 1, a Bow Wow, 2 Doodle, and a Link 4. I missed the 3rd Doodle. It's definitely a little controversial that I'm not playing it. I cut it for a different card in the extra deck. I miss it sometimes. Like, there's definitely, like, a 15th card that, like, probably should be this. But as of right now, like, this is okay. Because I play another card in my extra deck that I really want to see. But the 3 Link 1, though, is absolutely the nuts. This lets you attempt to combo 3 turns in a row, which most decks can't keep up with. If you don't do, like, the greedy combo and try and do pranks plus, like, Bow Wow on the board, then you only need 2. But sometimes I get greedy and I want to do that combo, so I miss the 3rd one for that reason.
You ever summon the Link board?
The Link 4? It's funny you say that. Shout out Aaron. I made the Link 4, blew up his back row, and then I made Rocket Ride, and Rocket Ride summoned the Link 4 back and blew up his back row again. That was nuts. Though that was like one of the very few times it came up, but like when it came up, I was very grateful I had it. Then I just play 3 fusions. I play poly, so there's been times where I want the second one. I feel like if you just control your resources well enough, you only ever really need one. But crow hurts sometimes, man. When they crow this, when you're trying to add it back, and like if this is your play on your turn, like it hurts. And if I was playing the Anaconda in this deck, which I'm not, I would play a second Butler.
Right.
But I'm currently not playing that, so I only play 1 Butler. Then I play Toad. He's a homie. I play Phoenix, Unicorn, Access Code. I'm going to hear it a lot. A lot of people are going to say they don't want to buy Access Code. If you play my list and you play Pot of Desires, you could play Topologic Zero Boros instead of this. But I will say, though, there are certain applications where this plays around cards. Like, plenty of times I play against the Shadal deck, and I Access Code pop their stuff, and then they have 1 card left, and I Access Code Banish itself to pop their last card to play around Shadal Fusion top deck. These 2 are nice. This card outed in order for me, so I don't want to cut it, but I probably should cut it and play Cerberus, because if you don't get to make Butler, this deck can struggle to out big bodies, to say the least. And the 15th card that I actually cut, the second Doodle for was Alsa. Contact C hurts this deck a lot. You don't inherently have a way to play around it. And this helps you link climb too if they Contact C you, because you can link off the C plus your Prank Kid for this. Use this effect, summon the C back from the graveyard, and then like that makes you a link 3. And as long as you have any other extender to get you to an additional Prank Kid, that's Access Code.
Right.
Or, you know, you can also just, if they do it to you while you're going first, which is more common, you can make this, and then this searches Roxy's. Right. So you have a guaranteed Prank Kid as a follow-up. This is probably the most debatable card. I haven't gotten Contact Seed a lot, so there's argue to cut it, but I feel like it's going to become
a Zoo, right?
What, Contact Seed?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people played against Zoo. It's really strong against the Tri-Brigade deck too, but this card's super strong in general for outing a Contact C. And Contact C is really strong against my deck. It's really strong against Zoo and the Tri-Brigade decks, because then they summon the Tri-Brigade, use the effect to banish, they summon their Link 2, and then you just give them Contact C, and then they can't use the Contact C as a material because of the Tri-Brigade restriction. So it's super nuts. That was the extra. It could be better, but this is made for locals. So
Right.
onto my sideboard, which is again made for locals. It probably could be a little more optimized, but so I've got 3 Contact C. This card's the Stones. This card wins me the mirror every time because nobody plays Alsa.
Right.
3 Cycle Reader. I was playing Droll for a very long time, and then Drytron started making Dragoon, and then when you just Cycle Reader, banish the Gamma and whatever else they want to target, it's super beneficial. 3 Twin. I was playing Storm for a long time too. Shout out all of our Mystic Mind players. They always call Twin or Cosmic, but never call Storm, so I almost always Storm, blow them out. But again, this is like for the mirror. This is super good in the mirror because you just blow up the fusion because the fusion's only during the main phase. And this is super good against like the Tri-Brigade deck because they end on like Revolt plus another plus another back row, and as long as their back row isn't Judgment, like which it never is Judgment because they all play Strike.
It's either Order, Strike, Imperm.
Yeah, so it's almost always like Order, Strike, Imperm, and it's like unless it's exactly Order, this outs it most of the time. Because Order is super nuts, I've been thinking about playing more reactive back row removal or playing like Night Beam. Like that's the next thing I want to test. But outside of that though, like Twin's been doing me justice, so I don't have a reason to change it. And then for going first, I'm not playing Tikaboo. I was playing it for a long time. I switched to Judgment because a lot of people are just switching over to playing Twin Twisters actually. So this stops the Twin Twisters, which is super good. Tikaboo is like really nice, but like most of the time if you just protect your back row, especially with Judgment, like you're fine. And then outside of that, so we have Pankratops, the nuttiest one of outside of Feather Duster. I feel like you still have to play these two. Like this card is just too good. If it ever comes to 3, I'm playing 4. Like it doesn't matter. And then just the third Veiler. I didn't have space in the main because I wanted to play 40, but this card's really good. I constantly debate between playing Veiler or Gamma because the fact that Gamma gets rid of the body, but Veiler's been doing alright, so I don't have a reason to change it right now.
No one wants to open driver.
Yeah, plus I don't want to open driver.
Cool. Got
So,
anything
yeah.
else? Any other thoughts?
Nah, man. Like I said, my deck's built for locals, so obviously build all your decks tailored to your locals. And outside of that, though, like keep playing the deck. It seems super simplistic when you could just like normal summon it into a full combo. Playing through hand traps is what's difficult, though. So as long as you can learn to play through those, then you can pilot the deck efficiently.
Right.
All right. Peace.
Thank you, Shredder out.